Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi.
So I'm Jake.
This is Carrie.
And Sarah.
Special guest Sara.
We just watched the worst YA movie possibly ever made. It's Vampire Academy,
Yep.
and it's bad.
Delightfully bad.
It was
I don't
pretty.
know. Would you call it delightfully bad?
We were laughing.
That's true.
We were laughing, but we were also.
Writhing.
There are many times when we were like, "Wait, is this movie still happening?"
There are a lot of times where we thought it was over, and it kept going.
Yep.
So maybe they should have stopped, like, somewhere around the opening credits.
Sure. So I'm trying to think what the plot of the movie was, but I didn't understand half
So
of it.
there are three kinds of vampires. There's the vampire,
Yeah.
normal, everyday vampires. Then there are the bad guy vampires. And then there are the half-human, half-vampire protectors of the normal vampires. And they're all going to high school together.
And they all, when they mentioned each kind of vampire that had its own made-up word, and they wrote the word on the screen so that you could remember it, but I did not.
Turns out it is not actually made up.
No.
No, the words that they are using are old folklore words used for vampires. Like, they're actually words. Like, I looked it up in Wikipedia and everything.
Well,
That's
there you
crazy.
go.
So, yeah.
Wait.
Like, one of them is a dampier.
Yeah.
And that's Balkan folklore.
I see.
And
Those
that's
are-
the result of the union between a vampire and a human. And so it's a thing.
What are the other ones?
I forget.
Moroi.
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 Let's see if Wikipedia has anything about the Moroi. It is a type of vampire or ghost in Romanian folklore. And there's also the Strigoi, and those were the good ones, right?
No, those are the evil ones.
The evil ones are the Strigoi, and that is also from Romanian mythology. So they are not made up words.
So the Strigoi are the bad ones? They never really are in the movie. Except at the very beginning, I guess.
They were in the very beginning, then you saw them all at the very end. Because they were all in the
Right.
cave.
To set up for the sequel.
There is a pivotal moment involving a Strigoi.
There's a what?
There, in one of the many different endings, there's a pivotal moment involving a Strigoi.
Yeah,
Oh, yes. That's right.
So, I mean, they were in the movie.
That's right.
So what is the plot?
Okay, so the two main characters are Lissa, who's the full-blooded good vampire, and Rose is the other person, right?
Yeah, she's the dampier. She's the half vampire, half human who is her protector.
So they're on the run. They were at this academy, but they left for reasons that are not revealed until later in the movie.
And I still don't even remember what the reasons were. It was that shitty of a movie.
Yeah. So they're discovered by guardians, I guess, and dragged back to the academy, which is where vampires learn to be vampires and guardians learn to be guardians, by that Russian dude who becomes Rose's sparring partner / love interest, right?
It's true. It's true.
And they're attacked on the way there, but I don't really remember what that was about, and I don't feel like it was that important to the plot.
There are a bunch of Moroi, right?
Strigoi.
Strigoi. I'm going to forget this
Yeah.
repeatedly. It's a bunch
Bad
of the Strigoi.
vampires.
There are a couple of bad guys. They're all like, "We're at the gates. Could someone let us in?" And no one's answering. Why? Because there's a bunch of fucking bad vampires there to eat their souls and whatnot.
Yeah.
But while it's like 20 against 1, those hunky Russians, they make it through.
And the best part about that scene is it's one of the best early scenes because no one is talking.
That's true. Only towards the very end of the movie, when everyone starts whispering all the time, do we get even close to that blessed segment of the movie. So then they're in there. Apparently, it's a big deal that those two ran away, and so they're in trouble, except Lissa is able to control people's minds somehow. And so they aren't in trouble after all. Mm-hmm. And then there's this whole thing where Lissa is controlling more and more people's minds. And then also Rose can see through her eyes sometimes. They are connected psychically.
Oh, Shimmy's about to puke. Sorry, y'all.
That's all right. I understand.
That's how I felt about the movie, bud.
Oh. So then there are a bunch of characters that we don't really care about.
Yeah, it's like there's a blonde girl with short hair who's jealous. There's like a couple of dudes. Some of them are douchebags. Some of them are bigger douchebags. Basically, everybody is horrible.
It raises the question, do we care about any of the characters?
I cared about 0% of the characters. Maybe a little bit, but no, I think it's pretty close to 0.
Like, there's a lot of things where characters just go up to each other and talk about the plot for a little while, and then the scene ends very abruptly. Actually, kind of my favorite part of this part of the movie was there's one part where Rose is standing in front of like a memorial or something, and like 3 or 4 of the other characters come up to her, give her a piece of information, and walk away. And then the next person walks up and says something and then walks away. And it's just like, yeah.
What was some of the information that she was given?
God, if I know.
There's another great scene that's very short and ends abruptly when someone's hit on the head with a ball.
Yes, that was good. That was I like that way of getting out of a scene. So it all ends up being sort of about succession for being ruler of the vampires. Because there's the existing queen, and then there's a guy played by Gabriel Byrne who was supposed to, I think, be the next person in succession, except he's sick with some disease that I didn't understand.
Some sort of vampire disease.
And they didn't put the name for it on the screen.
I know. That was my big bummer. I was like, well, how am I supposed to know what this is if you don't show me how it's spelled? So the next person in line is Lissa. Although, why not that guy's daughter?
I don't know.
She's not cool enough.
I know, that's right. She's the nerd because she had glasses.
It's true. All nerds have glasses.
Yeah. Right. So all that happens. So the queen kind of shames Lissa in front of the entire academy for reasons that I didn't understand.
The whole movie was for reasons you didn't understand.
None of the characters, first of all, like, was there any good acting in the movie? Did anyone seem like they were trying to act?
Maybe Natalie a little bit as the friend. At least in the first 90% of the movie.
Yeah, I thought Gabriel Byrne was acting a little bit for part of it, but towards the end it got pretty flat.
I don't know. The Russian pretended he gave a shit.
Did he, though?
Oh. I mean, I would have said fuck all this and gone back to Russia.
Yeah.
But then you would lose access to 16-year-old girls.
That's true. That would be really, really upsetting for...
How old was he supposed to be?
Well, he kept saying like 27, 28, because he's like, if you were 20 and I was 28, if you were 27, that would be different. But I am above age and you are underage, so let's take your shirt off anyway.
Right. Oh, so Lissa has a cat. These are just things I'm remembering about the movie now. The cat.
Yeah, so she had a cat in the apartment, and when they were running out, because they saw the protector guys were there to get them, she's like, fuck this shit, I want to take my cat with me. And Rose is like, bitch, why are you taking your cat?
You know, that wasn't the dialogue, but that would have been better than the dialogue that happened.
It's close enough.
I thought the cat was going to live. I didn't think they were going to kill the cat.
The fucking second she took the cat out of that apartment, you knew the cat was doomed. I knew the cat was doomed. I think everybody knew the cat was doomed. The cat died. The nerdy girl killed the cat for her daddy so Lissa would heal his sickness and let him be the ruler. Spoiler alert. It didn't work.
It kind of worked.
It kind of worked. The cat still died, but so did they. At least we think he died. I doubt he died because...
Right, they didn't kill him or anything.
Yeah, he got punched in the head with a rock. But there was no stake to the heart, so... The sequel that will never happen would have him in it.
You looked like you were going to say something.
You know, I just feel curious about how the motivation behind killing the cat as a way of getting Lissa to heal the father.
I think it was to spook her.
I see.
I thought that the father was trying to get a sense of what her healing powers were.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because she didn't heal the fox. She didn't heal the cat, but she did heal the crow.
She healed the crow, and she healed Rose's shattered ankle.
And she was trying to heal the cat. That's
Yes.
why her wrist started to split open.
Right,
Yes.
and she fell over.
Yes. But the cat was already completely dead.
Yeah. Not just mostly dead.
Yes.
At least the dead cat looked basically like a stuffed Garfield, so I didn't feel too bad. Normally I can't deal with dead animals in movies, but it was so unrealistic. It was maybe as unrealistic as their hellhounds.
I was going to say, was that the worst special effect of the movie? No, it was not.
It was not. The worst special effect were...
Was the best and the worst.
Yeah.
It was the Psy Dogs.
Is that what they were called? Psy Dog? That's the worst name ever.
Yeah. They, they would sing Gangnam Style and... Never mind.
You're such a dork.
I know. Yeah, so there are these Psy Dogs, which are wolves, I guess, which appeared as terrible CGI wolves.
Terrible. Like, not even close to realistic. They were bad.
And one of the subplots is that Lissa has this guy who she's interested in, who's interested in her, but he's like, I don't know, the bad boy or kind of an outsider. His parents became bad vampires. So he's super angsty, and
he spends a lot of time in the church because the bad vampires can't go in the church.
So one of the things is like that he's taken these classes in, I guess, element bending, like in The Last Airbender.
Yes!
And so he's been trying to control fire, but he's only done it in the classroom. He's not good at it in real world applications.
Except
when he really needs it.
And so one day he's very angry with someone in his class and sets that guy on fire, but it has enough control over his fire power to not actually burn the guy. He just burns his clothes.
It's remarkably like it's bad CGI flames. It's really astonishing.
Well, he
that
also
way.
had enough control to be able to get the note that the teacher was holding.
That's right.
Without burning the teacher's hand or getting anything else, just like, phew,
yes.
done. So, we can still say, okay, it's still a classroom application, but it was outside of the fire class.
Yeah.
I think to set up a little bit of drama at the end, or the first ending, they needed to pretend for a second that he wasn't going to...
fire impotent.
Yes.
In the events that all this leads up to, the Psy Wolves are menacing Lissa, and they jump and are going to kill her. And they jump over the fallen boyfriend guy, and he shoots the most fake flame at them, and they just catch on fire, and all three of us laughed for 5 minutes because it looks so crappy.
And the Psy Wolves run off whimpering as just fireballs on legs,
Yeah,
and it was
doesn't seem
glorious.
safe. That's how forest fires get started. Well, I guess not that many forest fires probably actually get started that way, but you got to worry about these things.
I believe that this academy is in Montana, so...
Oh, that's right. There's that joke about nose jobs.
Yeah, so I think there are some dry forests that are now decimated because of the wolves.
Absolutely.
They fucked up.
Yeah, that's the hidden environmental message in Vampire Academy.
One thing that they hinted at a lot, but they never really explained, was what getting your blood sucked did for the suckee.
Oh yeah, they said that there were benefits, but I don't
They
think
never really said what the benefits were. It seemed like it was pleasurable. So they had these blood banks where, people would come and volunteer their time so the kids could eat there, like a human cafetorium. But they never explained what the actual benefits for these people were. They looked blissed out, but is it like heroin? Do they have to keep coming back for more? Does it, suddenly smooth out all their wrinkles and they look prettier because they had some vampire serum injected into their necks? I wanted to know. And it bothered me that they're like, oh yeah, there's a reason that they totally do this. Hey, movie, what's the reason? No, I'm not going to tell you, motherfucker.
It's such a contrast to actually good movies like Mad Max, where it's explicit that in the beginning the guy is a blood bag and he's been kidnapped and forced into it. And it doesn't try to defend that.
Yeah, right. In this movie, like, they have chats with them. It sounds like it's a little bit like being at the dentist.
But, I mean, they explained so much in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole lot of tell, don't show. But they didn't tell some of these little details where they're, you know, hinting at them. They're like, hey, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, something happens. What?
I like to believe that in the universe of Vampire University, that was harder to say than I thought it was going to be.
Especially since the movie is called Vampire Academy.
Oh, yeah. Good point. In the universe of Vampire Academy, there are like these ASMR type videos of like, you know, you go on YouTube and someone sort of talks you through in these quiet, whispery voices.
Today, you're going to get your blood sucked.
Yes.
A reason you might want to do this is that your life is horrible. And this will feel good for 5 short minutes. Your blood will be used to nourish some teenage asshole who cares not about your life. Welcome to Vampire Academy.
Perfect. Someone just got some tingles from that. I'm distracted by cats.
So many cats. So Jacob's at my house, and I have a lot of cats, and they're all wanting to be petted and puking and nuzzling up against things and leaving their freaking cat fur up on everything. They're horrible. Does anyone want a cat? Anyone take a cat? Would you like a cat? Would you like a cat?
I will visit your cats from time to time. That's about it. But the cats are much more interesting than the movie.
Yeah, the movie was bad. I'm glad we got to talk about it. I'm not as glad we had to see it. But yeah, Vampire Academy. Don't watch it. If you want to watch something good, watch other vampire movies, I suppose. Not Twilight, not Interview with the Vampire, not Vampire Academy. Are there any good vampire movies?
Wait, you mean YA vampire?
Any of them. I don't care.
That's a really good question.
I can't think of any of them.
It's not a movie, but True Blood is
True Blood is good.
many, many steps above what we just watched.
Yes. These sexy parts are actually sexy and not sort of creepy. It is sassy and fun and horrifying and wonderful. And if I could just like roll myself up into that TV show, I would.
This doesn't count either, but the Tim Burton movie Ed Wood has what's his name?
That guy.
The guy who played Dracula.
Christopher Lee?
No.
No. Why do I think Christopher Lee?
I think he might have played Dracula at some point, but
There must have been
no. Okay, Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi.
The actor Bela Lugosi is a character in the movie, and I really like that movie a lot as kind of a tribute to sort of terrible B movies of the, I'm not sure, the 40s maybe?
Bram Stoker's Dracula was okay, wasn't it?
I didn't see it. That one has...
Lost Boys! That's a good one.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Lost Boys?
No.
But that is a good movie. It is a good YA movie. It is a good YA vampire movie.
Okay, so...
From the 80s. Super awesome. Lost Boys.
Plot in one sentence.
Teenage vampires want to be let into the house? How's
All right.
that?
I'm good. There's a lot more stuff in the movie, but maybe not worth talking about. I mean, it does have like 10 endings.
10 endings. I should have stopped at the first one, but it kept going. I mean, we did know that the nerdy girl was going to be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And so it was finally like, okay, great. We finally made it to this point where the nerdy girl is the bad guy.
I did think it was kind of hilarious that when she revealed that she was evil, like suddenly her face was completely covered in talcum powder. And she wore giant heels. And
well, because she had just come from the dance.
I don't think she was dressed like that at the dance, was she? Maybe she was.
Yeah, she
I'm not gonna
was.
watch it again to see. All right, I stand corrected.
Well, also she lost her glasses.
Yeah, because she had red contact lenses in now. And she was a bad vampire. So her eyes turned bright red, like the other bad vampires. And she wasn't a nerd anymore because she didn't have glasses. Because glasses make you nerdy. Don't forget. If you have bad eyesight, it's because you're a nerd.
Yep.
Etc. Okay, I'm
All
done.
right. Good. So this has been a special bonus episode of Love You Like Crazy.
Not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's a thing.
It's a bonus thing is what it is. You're not paying anything, so don't complain. So I'm Jake.
I'm Carrie.
Sarah,
All right. Thanks, Sarah, for joining us for this terrible movie.
thanks for
It's
having
a lot
me.
of fun.
Bye.
Bye. Now people say I'm a monster, but I'm rubber and they're glue. They say I don't belong here. That might be true. And nothing's worse than high school, 'cause everyone's so mean. I can't wait to leave this place and find a brand new scene. Life just sucks when you're young, rich, and immortal. You know it's true. Lucy had her Dracula and Ellen had Count Orlok. But I don't have anyone, I'm just a laughing stock. And nothing's worse than vampires, 'cause everyone's so mean. I can't wait to leave this place and find a brand new scene. Life just sucks when you're young, rich, and immortal. You know it's true. You know it's true.
LoveLikeCrazy.com